Okay. Sit. She loves Ronnie, and she wants to jump on Ronnie and be all friendly, but I had her sit. We're doing this greeting routine, and for her, it's mostly about being respectful with people that she knows, because she loves people so much, although I think she could get protective if somebody tried to come in your house or was acting strangely, but in general she's very friendly, and she knows a lot of people, and so she sees somebody that she hasn't seen for 5 minutes and she wants to go over, and she's so happy to see them again. So this greeting routine is very valuable to practice as much as possible, because she has to be calm to play this game. I'm talking a lot. Normally I would have sent her over, but this is great for her brain, just in her level of focus to help always make it stronger, just by when she sees somebody that she wants to go over to, when somebody comes to your house, or when you want to meet somebody out in public, have her sit, wait, step over, give that person a little treat. Nope. See how she's, nope. And of course, I'd never be making her wait this long, but we're making this video, so I'm explaining what I'm doing to you. So see how I reset her? I said, she jumped the gun. I tapped her, said no, reset her, put her back. I didn't say, I don't think I said SIT. I don't think I did. If I did, that would have been wrong, but I think I just put her back. So we only say the command one time, and that first time we say sit or down or come means to, that holds for whatever time we're doing that particular interaction. So the leash is loose, I get down there, she's on my left, my right hand, go, come, good. Make sure that person sit, make sure that person gives her the treat. See, the whole idea is that we're trying to make this jumping go away that she came with, and she jumped on people constantly for a couple of months or who knows how long. She had this big jumping problem where she just jumped. She would even, whenever she went over, she'd start leaping, like she'd launch into somebody, and she'd be like this high when she finally got there. So if the treat is down there and the petting's down there, everything's down on her level, there's no reason for her to jump anymore. She waits till I say, no, go over there, give the person a treat. Make sure that you instruct your visitors to have the treat down on her level like that. That way she's not going to jump. Go say hi, good, and the petting, come. You get to call her back to come, good. So you've got sit, you've got all these good things in this exercise that teaches her to be respectful of people. You can even practice a little sit stay once you get comfortable with this, and she gets more and more used to you handling her, which could take a couple of weeks. She just has to focus and wait longer while you walk around her. She's always waiting on a loose leash, and you saw what I did. If she jumps the gun, tap her and say no, and she'll go back. She's waiting until you, nope, see like that? She's waiting until you pat her chest. And you could even pause down there to really make sure she's waiting. With a loose leash, of course. Go say hi. Come, call her back to you, good. Sit. So that's the greeting routine. We do it every day with different people. You see she's not jumping on that person. Every time you do this, that jumping problem gets farther in her past. She's still doing it. As you know, I'm not a big fan of correcting severely when they jump, and I know that the owners aren't strong, big people, so she's going to get big. Corrections just wouldn't work. She would just get worse with those corrections. So I think doing it this way is better, and just practicing appropriate behaviors through using the training whenever you can. And she's obviously getting better, so keep doing this, and she'll stay on this track. Sit. We have a couple of gaits here, but I'm just going to show you the final gait here. And this would be exactly what you would do with a front door as well. So you have her sit, then you open it, because it's much harder for her to stay in a sit stay as the door is being open. Most dogs are like that, so I practice it that way every time from day one, and it just helps them be a little bit better at sitting and waiting at boundaries. Okay, sit. And I'm even going to have her stop and wait right at the threshold, because they're going to pull their hardest and rush through right as you get to that doorway or boundary. And see, I step out, I step back. When you step out, you're accentuating the fact that this is your boundary, not hers. She waits till you come back to get her. You're never holding her tight, so make sure you're not like restraining her and holding her tight, because a tight leash will make her nervous and stressed out. So it's always loose. You're always communicating by the taps, tap and release, and some body language, which we're talking about in this lesson, in this video. So she waited till I come back. She only goes through a boundary with me, next to me, respectfully, without pulling. Okay. And see how she even wants to kind of rush it through. It's way different than it was before, but she's still got a little bit of that left. I'm going to do my little left circle because I have to close this gate because I'm by myself. I'm sure that'll happen to you as well. Might be the front door, whatever. Out here, sit, and you could release her for her walk, go. But I'm going to still do one more boundary. I'm going to show you what we do at the curb as well. Or sit at this curb, because this is what I do at every curb when we're walking. Sit, have her sit. I just take an extra 10 seconds or so and practice a little basic sit stay at every curb. She's definitely waiting. She may sniff or look somewhere else, but she's waiting in a sit stay, and we're just going to cross the street. Okay, and I always treat from curb to curb as the calm zone. So I'm going to practice my leash walking as we cross the street. I don't want her pulling me across the street. See, I'm just tapping, tap and release, tap and release. We get to the other side. I'm going to have her sit, and then I'm going to say go and release her, and we can start our walk. So if you just start the walk that way, you've got all people have a front door when you're coming out of the house. You start the walk that way on your terms. On the inside of your house, you put a leash on her. You have her wait and be calm before you even leave the house. And then you've got a porch. You have her do it there. Then you have like the side of a sidewalk or something like that. You do it there. And if you've got a curb or something, like what we do here, you do it there, and then on the other side of the street, she's finally released, and you get to start the walk like this, where she's not pulling as much. If she does, just get to tap her a little like that. Or you could always use your come command, like if you're walking and she starts to pull immediately, or she sees another dog or person, come, call her back to you. Good. You can even just walk up to that distraction, come, and just practice your recalls. Come, getting closer every time. See how she still has that jumping, even though I have it here, but it's going away slowly but surely. I have the treat down on ground level. Come. There's no reason for her to leap up every time. But see how I'm doing it? Come. Good. The jumping's going away. The constant jumping that you had before, it's going away as we practice the training, and we're creating new patterns of behavior, more appropriate patterns of behavior. We're not giving attention to the old patterns by correcting constantly and talking too much and pushing her down, because that'll just make it worse with this dog. So just using the training, and just throughout the day, when you are handling her, use the training, and her bad habits are going to slowly go away. If she's doing something inappropriate, just put a leash on her and do some training with her. That's really the antidote for getting rid of these bad problems. And let's go for a walk. Come on, let's go. We are here in a very busy public place, and she had a lot of confidence issues being out in public before, and so we built her up so that she could come back and feel okay about being in a place like this. So here we are. Come. I can call her away from somebody so she doesn't jump on somebody. I don't want her jumping on people. But she's obviously not afraid like she used to be. Well, let's go. And she's on free time. Come on, sweetie, just follow us in. She tries to go over to somebody, I'm going to call her away, but she's not. Instead, she turned back to me. I'm going to reward her for doing that because she didn't go jump on somebody. And over here, I'm just going to say, come. Good. I'm going to have her sit. We're going to practice a little sit stay. And we're going to go somewhere where it's even busier as well in a moment. But really, we're just showing you that She's a lot more confident out in public now. She can focus to the point where she can do a sit stay. I'm just going to go straight into a down stay. You don't have to go to have her sit and then go down. You can do a down just from just out of the blue when she's not expecting it. And there's some people coming. You'll see them in a moment coming this way, and she's going to be in a down stay. See how she looks at them? Good. I'm going to reward her for staying there. Are you going this way or that way?
Admiring your dog.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're going to let them pass. Good. No, I'm just training. We're doing a video of a dog training thing.
Sorry.
No, these pouches are just really convenient to use.
Well, you look like Yorker with the pouch.
Yeah, I know. So, we had a big distraction just walk past, and I did kind of help her by keeping her calm, by giving her a couple of rewards. But it's a way to do it. When you have a big distraction that you want her to focus on you, you can up the frequency of the reward. Good. But as you can see, she's doing a lot better. Now we're going to move on. Nope. So she jumped the gun there. It's okay. So she jumped the gun. So I put her back.
Say hi to your dog.
Oh, we're actually filming right now. Thank you, though. So I put her back, and I just reset her, and you can see this, right? All the people here. Okay. And the people behind me, obviously you can. And I'm just going to end on a success, as you always want to do. Good. Obviously we had a lot going on here. Okay. She gets up, we have her sit, and then we're going to move on to another area where there's more people. Okay. You get a little dog. If she wants to go say hi, come. Just call her back to you. Good. It's kind of crazy. Lots of people here. I guess they're trying to buy toilet paper, but I think they're too late. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to have her sit. And we're going to have people walk around. We're going to practice her basic sit stay, basic down stay, while we have distractions completely everywhere, passing by, people carrying stuff, lots of noises. And we're just practicing a basic sit stay. Obviously we practice this a lot. Carts going past, things like that. She deserves a treat for this. Good. See how I walk back next to her? Eye contact, straight down. That's the way you're always doing it? Nope. She may, when she's really nervous or really having problems focusing and staying calm, like in a situation like this, she may collapse into a down like you saw. It's kind of common. A lot of dogs do that. But you saw what I did. I just lifted her back up. More rewards. Eye contact. She's on my left. Good. See, like that. And I'm going to release her to be free. Go. Come. She wants to go over to the camera person. Now I'm going to have her do a down. And that time I just had her go. She wasn't expecting. I just said the D word, and she drops into a down. And we'll just practice a little down stay. Show you she can stay in a down stay while we're here. And I'm not saying that you should do this, but I just want to show you how much better she's gotten in this period of time that she's been with us, just a few weeks. And the byproduct of having this kind of solid downstay in a very busy place, lots of distractions, good, is that when she's released, she's a little bit calmer. And so this is really the answer to bad problems where she's running amok. You always have the commands to fall back on. You can see she's got a great recall. So if she's just getting crazy for whatever reason around the house, just call her to come to you, put her on a leash, and practice some sit stays and down stays. So much better than corrections and correcting and saying all the words and who knows what else people would tell you to do. Air horns and physical corrections causing her pain in the hopes that she'll stop this. It won't work with her. It'll make her worse. And as she gets bigger and bigger, she'll realize you can't handle her. So you want to just rely on the training. Good. Doing the downs, sit stay, down stays, and the recalls makes you dominant. If you're the one telling her what to do, she's gonna gain respect for you. struggling with her and all the other stuff, losing your cool, that makes her think that that you're not in charge. This is really good. And we're going to end on a big success. Good. With her not popping up this whole time I've been talking. This is the way you release that up, down, obviously. You're going to say, okay, sit. And then if you're going to let her be free, you're going to let her, you're going to pat her chest and say, go, and now she's free. And we're going to go take her somewhere else now. Okay. Sit. Always walk her up to the mat, have her sit. Make sure you're never restraining her, so keep that leash loose. If she jumps the gun, tap and release. You tap her, she'll go back. She gets very excited. She has a lot of anticipation, but this is how we're working on it. She waits. See, I got my hand down there. If she wants to touch your hand, just see how she's waiting? Go. Walk her over, down. So you say go, you walk over with her in this mat exercise, and you say down. And she lays down on the mat. If she lays crooked like she is a little bit now, she went a little bit too far, you can take a little bit of reward here, and you can just lure her back like this, and then good. Reward her in a spot where you want her to be. And this exercise is something that I did from day one. Do it every day, and it's the reason why she has a great downstay in public and in the presence of distractions, because I started with just doing this that I'm doing right now. Good. Walking around her, getting her used to me walking behind her and around her like this. And this is an extra big mat. It's the size of mat that you'll eventually have when she gets full grown. But she's got a lot of space. The other mat that I was practicing on was much smaller, but I just happen to have to use this today. But you'll see, so see, I'm going to draw her back again. Get her back to somewhere in the center. At least her head and her feet are there. Nope. Make sure that when you reward her, nope. She's really waiting. Good, until you actually put it there, and then say good when she takes the treat. So we started out with doing this, just getting her desensitized to us walking around both ways, of course, and then rewarding. Nope. Make sure that you place it on the mat. See how I'm good, placing it on the mat and withdrawing. She takes it off the mat. She doesn't grab it out of your hand. And you see what I'm doing. If she even tries to do that, so I go down like this. Nope. Good. See how she'll wait? If you pull back and say no, she'll wait, and then you can place it there. And it's just another little instance where she has to be calm and wait respectfully until you finish your part, and then she can have the treat. Another way to get her, like if you do the mat exercise and she gets all crooked, another way to get her straightened out is just to reset her. So, okay. Come back next to her, say okay, walk her around like this. Put her where you want her, down. And then she crawls back to where she was before. And you can step into her like this, step directly into her, and just touch the tops of her feet with your shoes. I have boots on, but you're not stomping on them, you're not creating pain. You don't have to, you just lightly touch them and she pulls them back, and you're above her and you're walking into her. It's very dominant, and she backs up. But see, she trusts me, so she's not afraid. I've never corrected her once. There's no correcting here because I know you can't correct efficiently. And if I'm talking a lot, she is just a puppy. She's gonna lose focus. You see how I'm just always bringing her back? Nope. Good. As always, make sure that she waits for a couple of seconds before you give her the reward, so she's not grabbing it out of your hands or, bumping your hand trying to get it. So I went from this to doing things like dropping the leash. You don't have to show me, but I'm going to walk across the yard here. She's going to stay there. So basically, I just practiced more and more difficult situations for her in this fenced-in yard. Good. Where it's completely safe, where I control the level of distraction completely. And then once she had a pretty good downstay on the mat, then I started practicing out in public, always with a leash, of course, never dropping the leash. And good. So now we're practicing things like this. Now you're going to show me go out, and then you're going to show her. So I'm going to go out. If you're going to do something that you think might be difficult for her to handle, you can say down. Remind her what you want her to keep doing. I'm going to go out through this gate, and then I'm going to leave the yard, and then you can show me leaving and closing this gate, okay? I'm leaving the yard. She hears that slam. Now I'm coming back. So that would be a real trigger for most dogs. This is her yard that she spends a lot of time in, and that's where people come and go constantly, and she's always running up to them or following them to the gate, but she can't do that now because she's in a down and she hasn't been released. So that's just an example. And then I'm going to give her a bigger reward now. See how she's waiting? Good. Make sure that she waits so she's not taken out of your hand. And that's just an example of the different kinds of things that we can do. We can do all kinds of things, pull on the leash, we can do all kinds of things, and she knows that she's waiting to be released. The only way she leaves a downstay is when you come back to get her. It's the best way to teach the dog a rock solid downstay is you teach them they only leave one way. No matter what happens, what distractions happen, what goes past, what noises happen, doesn't matter. She only leaves a downstay one way. Dogs don't generalize well as people at least. And so you have to really make sure that it's very, very clear to them what their job is in this situation. So you're not sometimes calling her out of a downstay, other times you want her to stay. It doesn't work well. So right now you just do it this way, and she has an ever increasing solid downstay. And really the byproduct, we're after the byproduct of this, which is her, when after we do one of these, we release her to be free, she's a little bit calmer every day. So she's waiting for you to come back next to her. Okay, say okay, lead her off the mat, you have her sit, and then you release her from the sit stay, go, and now she's free. So this exercise I do usually about 5 minutes a day. Just throw different things at her. I might leave the yard, might go through that gate, that doorway. There's all kinds of places we can go here. You can do it in your house. I recommend you do it inside your house because you can do that there. And you don't have to do it as much, as extremely as I'm doing it. All these things where, she's by herself for a while. Just walk around your house. Walk around her. Just keep it simple at first. Get some confidence. Nope. She jumps up on you because she wonders why you're talking so much and she wants to play. That's what you do. She comes over to you. Come. Or she's going over to bother the camera person. Call her to come to you. Good girl. That jumping problem is she's still got some jumping, but it's fading away because we're not correcting her. And so we're going to launch directly from the mat into just talking about that issue, her biggest issue, jumping on people. So you saw what I did in the spur of the moment. If the hands aren't pushing her away, if you're not talking to her and correcting her, there's no payoff for jumping. And then in turn, the payoffs are all for being down on ground level. Whenever she's just hanging out and she's not jumping, it really helps your cause and your project to pet her just out of the blue when she's not even doing anything. She's just on all fours, because if you give her attention for being down there and staying down there, she's going to stay down there longer. And you saw she sort of like had a little half-hearted jump right there, and you saw what I did. And she stopped immediately. So it's way easier for you to do that than to correct her, push her away, fight with her, struggle. And even if she gets excited like this, nope. That's when if you don't have a leash on, that's when you go get the leash and you hook her up, and then I'm pretending I was hooking her up, and then you can say, come. So she's having a little episode here on film. So I called her to come to me. I step into her, I have her sit. Putting her into training mode automatically makes her stop. So instead of the correcting and all the, who knows, crazy stuff you say or do, which really is not going to promote calmness and promote the kind of perception of you that you want, which is where she thinks you're the boss, down. Instead of that, you do some training. So she starts doing that, get her into training mode, just do something simple like this. Could be just 30 seconds. Okay. And then you release her, sit, go. And she'll be calmer immediately. And you'll see the more you do that, the better it gets. Shoot, and she's a puppy. And one thing to remember is that you can't do long periods of training with her because she'll lose her focus. She'll start doing things like grabbing the leash, chewing on the leash like that. Somebody was playing tug of war with her before, and that was happening before. She only does this when she is getting overstimulated, when she's losing focus. So the way I handle it is, come, good, sit. Never take that leash from her. Never play tug of war with her with the leash, because this problem will get worse and worse and worse if you do that. But if you call her to come to you, she has to drop that leash, and now she's after flies and bugs. You see how unfocused she is when she's done for the day. So you call her to come to you, get her into training mode, and at this point, it might be a good idea to put her out in the backyard just to chill out, or put her back in her crate and give her a bone to chew on when she starts getting this way. And then let her rest. Later on, do some more training. Okay, let's go.